it's hard, but you can't go around thinking of her 1,000 times when you think you see her face in the crowd. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces. Brand new kitchens, black and white. I feel the house is dying, and I'm inside. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she say. Don't cry for me, don't Every time I think of you, I just break down. I miss you more than I ever could
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday, and I hope you guys have had a good start to the week, and yeah, that your Monday was good, if that's at all possible, that your weekend was good as well. So you might have noticed how I'm in a different room, and not only that, I've just moved some of my equipment into this other room so that I can just do the live stream. Now, what I do have on me, and I'm actually going to see if any of this actually works, because hopefully you can hear me, because I've got on my lapel mic, which I got a couple of these for the Phil Palmer interview many years ago, and I thought, right, well, that's something that I can use rather than having to unplug the condenser mic and set all of that up. And this is actually running through my laptop at the moment, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it seems to be working. It might sound a little bit different because of my voice and the microphone, but if it is working, it means that what I've just plugged in to my laptop is working, which I'm always expecting a gremlin or two to just pop their head up. now, when we get through tonight's live stream, something that I haven't done is the patrons at the bottom of the screen, because that's on my other computer. And of course, on my other computer, it means that I've typed in all of those names and I didn't have time to type those all in again. I'm trying to think of what I'd have to do that. I would have to copy and paste all of the names into like a Word file, and then maybe send that Word file to myself via email, and then copy and paste into the software that's on my laptop. So there might be a way to do that, in the future or after this live stream. I'll have to figure it out. But Ninja Kitty said, saw a tiny gremlin at the start. Now this is another thing that I just did a screen capture of me pressing play on another live stream. So it wasn't really a gremlin. That's just what I was doing to start the live stream, because I don't have that particular, I guess I could edit that video just to take out that beginning section. So I'll have to do that as well. So I don't have that official live stream opening, because again, that's on the other computer. So this is all running from my Mac at the moment. So, hopefully it's all going to work and it's going to be fine. And as for the guitar and what's going to happen with that, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Now, what can we get on screen? I don't think we can get the lycometer on screen, because that's another screen capture thing that I'll have to set up. And I tried to do it before the live stream, but for some reason the screen capture wasn't displaying what it was capturing. It was just like blank on screen, so it just would have been a blank square, which was a bit annoying. But it does mean that we can avoid that problem of having to jump from the live stream settings, which is where the lycometer is, to then getting into actually seeing what it is on screen. So we'll have to figure that out. Now the other thing is, in this room we might have a slight drop in the connection speed, because it's not as close to the internet as the other one is. And running an Ethernet cable here is something that I haven't experimented with yet, because I have to put multiple ones together and link them, because it's quite far away from the router. So at the moment, if it still works and you can hear me and see me, then it does save me a lot of messing around with other wires. Now, as for how long this is going to be the setup, I think I don't know, might be a little while, because it's just going to see how long it takes me to sort out the other room, all of the wiring that I've got, because I haven't redone the wiring in the other room for about 5 years. So there are things that are so ridiculously unorganized that I thought, right, I'm just going to make it easier for myself in the future, which means kind of just grabbing the stuff that I need and just doing a really simple live stream. So this is why you might not see the things on screen that you normally do, because it's just a bit of a streamlined setup. But I'm hoping that because I've got my ID4 here, which before, that's what I was going through for my guitar. So hopefully that's all going to be working. And I think now, because of the Mugabe, it's got a bit of interference to it, unless I cut it out by leaning on the strings. But I'm hoping that's coming through, because the setup for my guitar is exactly the same as the other computer, because I'm using the same interface. What I am using is a Line 6, and this is a mini Line 6 XT, which has lots of different effects on there, but you have to kind of move them manually. It doesn't have any foot pedals. So the guitar is going to be what it is, and for tonight it's going to be that sound that I just played. So let's get on screen. Is it going to be... because I now realised I haven't labelled the buttons that I'm going to be clicking on. So I wanted to see whether that was going to be the correct thing, the lycometer, and it It's not the likeometer, it's the likes goal. I don't think the likeometer is going to work. I'll click on it anyway, see what happens. Yeah, the likeometer's dead. It doesn't appear. So, yeah, we are aiming for tonight 375. I don't know whether that's as accurate as it should be for the live stream. Maybe you've had that before, maybe last week, but I'm not sure. So if you guys can hit the thumbs up, then that'll be very much appreciated. And it does look like on my screen that it's still live and it's still running. Now, the only thing that I haven't got are the comments running through. Mine's just kind of frozen in the comment section. So I can't see what's going on with that at the moment. But I can see there have been a couple of donations in the super chat window, so thank you guys for those. Let me skip that advert. Just trying to get involved immediately. The other thing that we have up on screen is the donations tab, and that has appeared. As I always say, you don't have to donate, just watching is great. And yeah, maybe leaving a comment, hitting the thumbs up, that's very much appreciated as well. And for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between, I can see on screen it says 3 and 5% goes to PayPal, and that's through the PayPal link in the description below. But then between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window. So just for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that you know where your money goes. But for those people that are just watching the live stream, you don't have to donate or anything like that. Just watching is great. So I know that maybe some people who will turn up, people in the live chat room can just explain that I'm in a different room because I'm rewiring the other studio at the moment. So yeah, it's just a makeshift thing. I've got my laptop here and I'm just using another screen as well, so at least it's a little bit organized. But I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe do a little bit more work on setting up the live stream so I can know what I'm clicking on and label things a little bit more clearly. So we'll see if I can achieve that. What I have done, which is quite fancy, is connect my laptop with this other screen so that I can go from one onto the other. Now, the other thing that I haven't done, which I definitely should have done, is check out the PayPal donations, at least the window or where I have to sign in to do that. So let me see if I can click on that and that. I don't know if this is going to allow me. Absolutely typical that when I click on Outlook, it says an error occurred while processing your request. Reference hashtag 30C.C83E1202. So it looks like we've got a little bit of an issue there getting into Outlook, which I've just clicked on the link again. Same error. So I've never had that before. We're just going to have to try to make do with what we can. I wonder if it's something that I can get on my phone, because as you guys know, if any donations do come through, then I very much like to address those live and yeah, just say a thank you to those people. Now let me see if I can grab it on my phone. I might be able to. Let's have a look down here. Okay, so maybe there's a problem with Outlook at the moment because it's taking a little bit of a while to connect. But anyway, I will quickly jump into this donation from Monica, who's donated $10. So thank you for that, Monica. And the message is, can you please demonstrate picking patterns on the guitar? So yeah, there are a couple of things to that, and I'll go through some picking patterns, but you've also got kind of picking techniques, which we've already covered in the last, I don't know, couple of live streams, or maybe that was last week. So yeah, we'll have to just go through some patterns rather than, you know, alternate picking, economy picking, and sweep picking, and things that I've demonstrated in the other live streams. But thank you for that, Monica. And Paul donated $5.24. So thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, wow, 524,000 subscribers now. Most excellent. Please spike the likes. peace, love, and rock. So thank you for that. And this is another thing that I can't make appear on the screen, is the subscriber thing that pops up. So yeah, I'd have to program that in because that's not on my laptop. So yeah, thank you for that, Paul. Thank you everyone for subscribing and yeah, hitting that notification bell, hitting the thumbs up and all that kind of stuff. And if you do want to get notified for every single video, then you'd have to pop over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. So then you'll get an email for every video rather than relying on YouTube, because yeah, with YouTube, unfortunately, it seems to not tell people about particular videos, especially videos that are to do with my side project called Authentic Vocal. So now I have, let me see if this is going to show up. I think it's sometimes different with the Outlook app that I don't always receive every donation that comes through, but hopefully these will be all the donations that come through on PayPal, because we had a £2 donation from Chuck. So thank you for that, Chuck. Now, can I swipe across? Let me see if this actually works. Swiping. It does. So we've had a donation of £75 from Gary. So thank you for that. And that's through the PayPal window, at least the PayPal link in the description below. So thank you for that. And this is what looks like, oh yes it is, it's a download of a song, and the particular song was Paris Nord. So thank you for that. And that was Andrew, for those wondering, who downloaded Paris Nord. And Lisa has donated $10 as well. Lisa W, thank you for that, Lisa. And I'm just going to scroll down. The message is, hi Phil, I am really enjoying your guitar technique demos. Thank you for doing them. Keep on rocking it. So thank you for that, Lisa. And I think we are now up to date in the PayPal window, which we are. So yeah, I will check that again periodically. And oh, it's just saying now about, it looks like I'm still on screen and that you can see me and hear me. I'm just going to make sure that that is indeed correct. Yeah, I can see that the audio is going through. So it's just saying on the screen about it not working, but it is working. It might be the case that the quality or the frame rate isn't optimal, but as long as you can kind of hear what's going on and I am moving a bit, then that's the most important thing tonight. So the other thing, now I might have to refresh this screen to see the comments going through, because it's now frozen at the point at which we have, oh, let me see. Oh yeah, like Howard said, why another room, or are you at your house at all? So I'm in another room because I'm rewiring the other room where you normally see me, but I've grabbed the Mugabe and have still got the interface that I use in the other room, and I've still got the camera. This is the same camera. So we'll have, but I think whatever the settings are on this live stream for my laptop, I think the pixel ratio is different, because when the red dude comes up on screen, he's smaller. So I don't know what that means. So we'll hopefully, I've got the controller here, so we'll hopefully see the red dude on screen a little bit later when we do maybe have a Phil Jam. I'm not sure whether we change the rules for tonight, because it's going to be good for me to test if this works, so that if there is any other issue, that something goes wrong or I have to do an impromptu live stream, that I can just do this setup and then it will work. So yeah, maybe we'll just make an excuse to have the live stream or the Phil Jam at the end of the live stream. Anyway, the other thing, which is probably a bit rubbish actually, is that my laptop is running on its battery, and I'm thinking about the amount of things that I've got plugged in we started the live stream at about 60% battery, and because I just wanted to make sure everything worked as best I could before we went live, that must have used a lot of battery, which means now... Sue says, if you've lost the sound, refresh the YouTube page, sound is back. So I'm going to have to refresh this page as well, because I'm not getting the live chat room, which I don't think has anything to do with my feed or anything like that. But now let's have a look here. Go to this. Right. Oh yeah, now I can see that the live chat room is moving. So yeah. Hello everybody. And I can see that Paul has just donated as well. Let me just scroll up because I want to make sure that, yeah, Sue said $9.99. Thank you for that donation. But says, if you've lost the sound, refresh the YouTube page. Sound is back. And Paul has donated $2 as well. So thank you again for that. And the message is, let's have fun tonight. So, yes, right. I can see. Oh, Diamond Girls 1234 says, it's Masters Week. Anyone watching? And this is something I meant to check earlier as to when that was happening, because I thought, well, I know that the Masters happens usually at the beginning of the year, and I knew that it hadn't happened yet. So I was looking out. I say I was looking out. I wasn't looking out, but I had in my to-do list to try and see when it was. So now that I know that it's this week, then I'll have to tune in and check it out. So, yeah, Elaine says, when in doubt, refresh. And that's, yeah, a great idea for just solving most problems, unplugging it, plugging in. And we have, oh, John who's just gone through saying, hey man, just wanted to say, I've seen a ton of your videos and I love your, so thank you for that. And yeah, the comments in the live chat room are now moving fine, because there was something that was disconnected there for whatever reason, and I'm not sure whether we're now live again. I think we are. So I think there was at some point it got stuck, and maybe there was the loading, I don't know, the loading wheel. Did we just have that? It seemed to do a loading wheel on my screen for a few seconds, but I'll be back. You guys can let me know in the live chat room if we were all just buffering for a certain amount of time. So yeah, it looks like some people are saying that we are still live. And yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why I would be buffering when I'm the one doing the live stream. So everyone was buffering at the same time there. So yeah, got a bit of a delay going on. And yeah, just do the refresh if that happens again. I'm not sure what that is to do with, but it might just be the connection being a little bit slower where I am. And if that is the case, then for, I say the next live stream, I think it's going to take me a lot longer than I thought to organize everything, sort everything out. So it might be that we do this again, but if so, I'll have to streamline it and make sure that I just go directly into the router so that we get the fastest connection possible, which means, yeah, daisy chaining some Ethernet cables. But yeah, that should be okay. So now with tonight's live stream, everything is running as normal with the vote for tonight's cover video, and that's between Sweet Emotion, which I can see is in the lead with 57% of the vote, and we had another one. I can only ever see the one that's in the lead, so I'm trying to remember what the other request was for the cover video. It's got to be something you guys will know, because you'll see at the top of or the bottom of the live chat room what the other one was. Was it boys? Oh, it's Johnny Be Good. It was Johnny Be Good, the version from Back to the Future movie. So there it is. I never really make a mental note of whatever's requested. I just write it down, and then whichever one goes in the lead, I then have to try and remember what the other one was. So anyway, there we have it. But we had the question. I'm getting a bit sidetracked. We had the question from Monica about demonstrating picking patterns on the guitar. So, and this is going to be a little bit maybe distorted for this, but we've got a delay in there as well. Oh, I wonder if I can get rid of that. Yeah, okay, so the delay has gone. So we've got a bit of a distorted sound at the moment, but I'm going through the Line 6 Mini Pod XT. So with picking patterns, basically what we're talking about is the right hand picking if you are using a pick, but you can also do finger style, finger picking, so we'll kind of maybe look at that as well. The other thing is getting used to this Mugabe, because I haven't really played it much, so certainly not on the live streams. So let's go into a packing a packing pattern, or a picking pattern for a G. Hopefully you guys can hear this. So when, it just sounds like it's a little bit too distorted for my liking. I'm going to try and roll off a little bit of it. But, so when we've got our G, now if I were picking all of the strings, I'd go through like that. But if you want to do a particular pattern, it means that you're going to be hitting particular strings at particular times. So in this particular case, I'm starting on the low E string, so I'm picking my G. Oh, we have, let me see if I can take some drive off this. Okay, it sounds a little bit cleaner. This is the other problem, that I haven't got my amp here, so what I'm hearing is coming out of the laptop. So I've really got no idea what it sounds like, but hopefully that's a little bit cleaner, maybe. So anyway, I'm just going to continue. I'm just going to assume that people can hear this and that it doesn't sound too bad. So with the G, actually the pattern that I went through there is like everybody heard, so I don't want to get a copyright claim on this this live stream, but why is my brain telling me the packing pattern, the picking pattern for this? I'm amazed at how the brain can. Oh, I have to keep the guitar quiet. I'm amazed at how the brain can change letters. It already knows what you're going to say and then makes the adjustments so that it comes out all the wrong way around. But with this D that I'm picking through, I won't play through the whole thing, but this is Everybody Hurts by REM, I do believe. And the pattern is just really just straight up and down. Like that. I'm trying to make this a little bit kind of visible. So starting from the D string, the G and the B and the high E string. So quite a simple pattern. And when we move over to the G, this is where we now skip strings. So yeah, it's from the G back to the D. But anyway, so there's a particular picking pattern that you go through for that song, and there'll be different picking patterns that you get used to depending on what you're playing. If I went, oh, see, all of that is a particular pattern. You're going through the different strings. So and that was now. Because I'm hearing it through my laptop, I can't tell if if the tuning is ever so slightly out on the A string. But anyway, it means that, yeah, you're going to have different patterns for different songs. And of course, there are loads of different patterns. You'll just have to figure out what the pattern is for the particular song that you're playing, or however you want your particular song to go, or your pattern to be when you're playing it. So when Melody Rock says copyright strike, so hopefully this is the problem with playing things as they are, is yeah, that particular sound might get logged or flagged, but hopefully that was all right. Now let's get into, even though we've got to still think a bit of a distortion on this sound, a picking pattern which you'd generally be doing on acoustic guitar, but we'll do this on the Mugabe anyway. So with the right hand, a picking pattern, for example, if you're picking a C here, I mean, this is a typical pattern. I'm trying to get a clean sound from the C and the G, because, like I said, you'd be playing fingerstyle on an acoustic guitar, or a classical guitar as well. But it means that you're going to have a little bit more space on the fretboard, because yeah, this is the electric version of the Mugabe, by the way. So this isn't the acoustic version, which means that yeah, it's a little bit tighter on the fretboard, and you wouldn't be playing this style on this. But I'm going to show you it anyway on this. So here we are with our chords, and the third finger is moving from the A string, from the C note to the G. And the pattern that we've got is the thumb, and then the first finger, so I've gone from A string to the G, and then that, I'm getting a little bit of fret, buzz on that second fret, doesn't matter. So we've now gone with that thumb, it's actually moving down from the A, D, G, D, and it kind of alternates. So that particular pattern kind of like that. Obviously with the distortion and stuff, it's not going to be particularly clear, but that's a particular pattern, and you'll kind of start to follow that pattern depending on what you're playing. So yeah, that's fingerstyle, i.e. playing without a pick, but there'll be patterns that I think with fingerstyle there are set patterns that are more regular, so that yeah, you can kind of listen to you know country songs and folk songs that you can hear straight away when you've got that alternating bass line going on. So then at least you get a bit of a handle as to what is happening. But then again, sometimes you'll have a particular pattern that sounds quite straightforward, but then the guitarist will just mix it up now and again, just to keep you on your toes. So yeah, that's a demonstration very quickly of picking patterns, and yeah, it just takes a bit of practice really, especially with, I think, playing with a pick and skipping over strings. You just have to try and get used to that. Obviously make sure that you're looking at the guitar when you're doing it, and you're making sure that you're always hitting the strings that you want to hit, because your right hand as well as your left hand is going to be storing things all the time. You're going to have muscle memory that is constantly being written. So it means that the distance that your right hand is traveling, it's storing all of that, as well as with the left hand, the chord positions. So you want to make sure that you repeat the correct sequence all the time, even if you're doing it really slowly, and just focus on that pick and look at the strings. And I know that a lot of people, when they're learning to play, and I've had students that have been like this, where they see other players on TV or performing live, and they might be picking out strings, but they're not looking at the guitar. So then they will try to do it without looking at the guitar. But it isn't something that you learn to do by not looking. It's something that you learn to do by looking all the time, so that your muscle memory now knows where everything is, so then you can work through the strings and yeah, you can hit the ones that you're thinking of because your muscle memory knows where that particular string is. So yeah, that's something that when you are practicing, you want to make sure you're looking at the guitar, really focusing on it, and yeah, hitting every string that you want to hit. And yeah, once you get used to it, it is, you know, the same with, you know, if I go like even there, that little upstroke on that B string, that's all just kind of muscle memory. So then you won't have to, you know, look as much when you're especially kind of playing lead. But then, you know, like that, you kind of think about the string and which one you want it to be. Like the D, when I was and kind of flicking that upstroke, your muscle memory has stored that. If you just kind of do it as much as you can, just repeating that. But I would also say that having the anchored position on the guitar, which is why it's interesting playing the Mugabe, because this doesn't have a body to it. So where you might anchor your hand, maybe on the bridge or slightly down, you might have like your fingers resting on the guitar at the top. Your fingers would be resting on nothing here. So this is why it takes a little bit of time getting used to that position. But once you find your position on the bridge and you're resting on those strings, it means that you'll have that same point that you go to. Regardless of the guitar that you're playing, but you know, like this, I'd say that there's a bit more kind of movement and more to get used to, because there's kind of gaps where you would be able to make the guitar a little bit more solid without so much movement going on. But anyway, I think I saw something going through, and Kyrie Lason has donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, do you still have your assistant? Can they help with the tech stuff? So thank you for that. And yes, but it's nothing to do with technology. It's the person who helps me out is just checking my messages, because I get so many messages now and again. There'll be something that I miss, and they say, "Oh, have you seen this email from this particular person?" And it might be regarding, you know, either a project or you know, like an interview, for example, and it's just making sure that I get all of those emails. So yeah, nothing to do with setting up. I think, yeah, you generally need potentially a team of people. But I'm fine working, you know, all of the technical stuff out. Haven't got a problem with that, because I've been doing it, you know, pretty much my whole life. But then, yeah, with somebody else helping, if I said, "Oh right, I've got a problem with my setup," the reason that I'm smiling is because recently, and I'm not sure when the interview will be out, but I was on Justin Hawkins' channel, or being, you know, we were doing an interview talking about very many things. But before we got started, it was probably about half an hour or 45 minutes that Justin was getting this echo, and it's just gremlins. It's something that happens all the time. So we were sitting there and we were just checking the sound. And then, you know, Justin would click something and I'd go 1, 2, 1, 2. And it said, "No, that's still got the echo." And he'll click something else. We'd go 1, 2, 1, 2. And it took about 45 minutes for us to sort that out before even getting into, you know, the interview and chatting about things. But this is that everybody goes through that. And I think people, when they're watching YouTube videos, don't necessarily appreciate that there's a lot of technical stuff that goes wrong, and you'll see the result of all of the troubleshooting and getting rid of the gremlins. You might have been doing it for a few hours, and then finally you've managed to figure it out, and now got to do your video on top of that. So yeah, it all can be a bit of a pain. But now, Melody Rocks said, "How do you add fills to your picking pattern?" So now, in terms of adding fills, it's up to you, but you've got to have, I mean, the D is a good example. Same thing on, you know, A that you can do. Classic kind of Yeah, classic kind of James Taylor thing. sus4 pull off, and sus2 pull off as well. Now again, this is another thing that playing it with the pick, I think this would be more like played fingerstyle with James Taylor. I'm thinking of a song. I think it's Fire and Rain that I'm thinking of, but it's got that and then it's got some other picking in there. Oh, what is that going to be? Oh, there's some other picking. I'd have to do it. Oh, that's a song that I have taught in the past. So it'll be in my muscle memory somewhere. But getting back to the fills. Yeah, you've got your sus4 here on a D. And then you go back to your chord. And here you've got your sus2, so that kind of thing. If you do a pull off, I'm kind of exaggerating it there, but you push into your guitar and then pull down, and if you want to go and then pick the B like that, and you can play that root note as well, so that the open D, hammer on there. I know because of the distortion it's going to be hard to hear that at the top end. If you're playing this on acoustic, then yeah, it would kind of all be a lot more even with the phrasing, or should I say with the clarity of the sound, like the phrasing that you're doing with your fills, it all ring out the same. But same here. Again, I shouldn't be playing this on electric, but same thing there. You can do that same thing. But now when we get into fills, if you're playing G and breaking off, I've got something on the string, but you get this kind of classic that Jimi Hendrix used to do all the time. So in those cases, you're breaking away from your chords. So it's not like staying in the same position and picking out particular strings. We're moving away from that. Same if you're playing a G and you're breaking away from your chord to supply a fill. So yeah, there's kind of two ways of doing it. When you are in position with your chord and you're doing kind of sus2 and sus4 fills, then yeah, you don't have to move anywhere. But then as you kind of progress, you'll start to be able to blend things together. And you'll start to, like on Hey Joe, you'll start to get used to where these fill shapes are, and you can literally just copy and paste it to every shape. You don't even need to know which chords you're playing. You just got the same muscle memory that's firing off, and you can apply those same fills or variations of the fills however you want to play them. Because of course going there, it's just generally little things that you will throw in to make things a little bit more interesting when you're just playing those bar chords. So there you have it. And actually, just while I'm on this subject, I don't want to. Oh, it's already like. Okay, it's already 10 to midnight that we've got here. So and let me check the battery, see what's going on here. 39%. So I think we're going to just about make it. Oh, actually, maybe we've got 25 minutes left. We'll see what happens. Either the live stream will finish first or the battery will run out of my laptop. So what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, about the caged system. This is something that people ask about a lot of the time, where they're not really sure what it's all about. And they might see somebody doing all that kind of thing, and they'll think, oh, well, what's going on? And then somebody say, oh, I'm using the caged system, and people won't know what that means. But it's just really referring to the chords. So the shapes that you have when you play each of those chords. So when you play a C, when you play an A, we'll have to wait and see if things come back. I think we just lost connection for a little while. Hopefully it's back, and hopefully that wasn't to do with the battery being a little bit low. We'll have to wait and see, but I think we're back. I think we're live. So I'm going to continue saying what I was saying, that the cage system is just the shapes of each of these chords, of the C, the A, G, E, and D, and really just using those particular shapes. Like when I was playing in D here, this is, if I move it down, it's exactly the same notes that I would be playing with an A if I was playing it like this. But because it's a bar chord, I play it like this, and I move up, so as I'm going here, B, C, C sharp, D, and it's like playing an A. So it means that whatever you can do down here, you can do here. But you can also, with an A, you can do that, which means here you're doing exactly the same thing. So yeah, all of this really, taking the C for the, I won't go through all of them, but going through the C, if I'm playing in G and I wanted to now play a G here, that's the shape that I'm going to have to play. And if you look at it, we move it all the way down. It's exactly the same as the C down at the bottom here. I think the Mugabe might be starting to lose its tuning ever so slightly. But the relevance of it is when I'm playing a G and I go, that is in the shape of the C. So when talking about the cage system, that's all that means. You've learned all of your fills and you didn't even notice that, oh, that's the same shape as a C, or that's the same shape as an A, or that's the same R. Connecting. I don't know whether on the screen it cuts out and starts to load and then it tends to come back. So it might just be, yeah, a little bit of an unreliable connection because we're slightly further away from the router as is normal. So I might have to grab a Ethernet cable, but I can do that next time. I can grab an Ethernet cable and connect it directly to the laptop. And I mean, the thing is about the laptop, it still says 36% battery, but it looks like there's like hardly any left, but that's just the display that's a little bit maybe misleading. So right now I'm going to jump into the stream settings to see where we are at. And oh, we are up to 316 likes so far. So that means we're looking for another 59 people. That's what my brain just told me. So we're looking for another 59 people before the end of the live stream. But it might be the fact that we just have a fill jam anyway to see how things work going through the laptop with the backing track that Joe sent me, also with the Mugabe, and yeah, we'll have to figure it out and see if that works. So we might just have a fill jam anyway, and whether I'll be able to hear anything, hear the backing track, hear my guitar, who knows, but that's what doing a live stream is all about, just shooting from the hip and see what happens. Right. Now, what I might do is, oh, it's, yeah, 5 to midnight. So what I might do is call this vote for the cover video to a close. And let's end the poll and see what happened. I think it was Sweet Emotion that won out. And yeah, it's Sweet Emotion that has 52% of the vote. So thank you guys for voting tonight. And we will be jumping into that soon. But by the way, if you are watching this in the future on catch up, you can still hit the thumbs up. It really does help the live stream to get out there a little bit more and for the channel to grow on the whole. So I think we are going to make it with the battery just about, because yeah, it's we've got kind of less than 20 minutes left. So I think it should work. Now, I'm going to click on this and hopefully it's going to work. Hopefully it's the correct button. This should be myself. And by the way, the Melody Rock says, did we finish the whole cage system topic? I think so. I was explaining about how the cage system is just each of the chord shapes then used to make fill shapes. So with a G, you have your G here, which is the same arrangement as a C chord, and that's what you can use in order to play your fills. And yeah, and I demonstrated it with the D as well, which is just an A thing. Anything that you can do on the A, you can do in that same position. And you can you can just repeat as you go up. And I did say that I'm not going to go through all of them because laptop battery, but also getting into tonight's cover video. So this is myself and Chris Law with our version of Sweet Emotion. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm hoping that it actually plays in the first place, and I'll see you after rock.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm going to just reconnect again because I think when it starts to buffer, then when I cut the connection and reconnect, it then seems to come back. So anyway, yeah, in the future what I'll do is I'll run a wired connection into my laptop, which I believe I can do. So then we won't get the buffering, or at least we'll get a lot less buffering. It's just the connection, I'm slightly further away from the router, and maybe it's going through a couple more walls than it does usually. So anyway, yeah, that was myself and Chris. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys over on Patreon for requesting that as tonight's cover video, as well as Johnny Be Good. It just so happened that Sweet Emotion won out tonight. So let's see where we are at, because I don't think we're going to make it for the likes goal to have the jam. But yeah, there's been a lot of buffering issues and things for tonight, so it might be understandable. But now, how am I going to get at the link to the video that I need for the backing track? Okay, right, I think I can access it there, which is good. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Now, I just got some buffering. Oh, I know exactly what's happening here. It's because I'm going on the internet to try and find Joe's message. It just meant that the obviously the speed dropped a bit and I disappeared. So we are now back, and I am going to jump into just see if anything went on over on PayPal. We are still up to date with that, which is good, and we are a little bit ahead of schedule because the backing track for tonight, which I accessed down here, is, oh, it's only like 5. Every time I access it, this could be a problem. Every time I access the backing track, I think we're back. Every time I access the backing track, it seems like the connection drops, which could be bad for playing along with the backing track. So it might be the case that we can't have the fill jam. Yeah, it might be that. So yeah, I can see that everyone's saying that it's buffering. It's just going to be something that I have to set up for next time. As soon as I introduce anything that means my laptop's going to be loading a bit more, it means, yeah, the connection unfortunately drops. Oh, I don't know how we can get into tonight's fill jam. I tell you what, let's jump into a fill tune, just because we'll try a fill tune for a few minutes and then we'll try the fill jam. It might be the case that we don't have enough kind of bandwidth to do everything at the same time, but we'll jump into, I think, well, you guys can let me know in the live chat room if we jump into a fill tune, because that's something. Oh, we got the double thumbs up. There you go. That's ironic that we get a thumbs up when we keep getting a dropping connection. So, Diamond Gus has donated $5 and says, will you be returning to the other room once you have it rewired? Yes, of course. Yes. This isn't a total change for the rest of time. It's just something that's going to be temporary while I'm sorting everything out. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but hopefully it won't take too long. And oh, let me just have a little look here, because Angela has just donated $20 as well, so thank you for that. And the message is, thank you for all you do to make this stream enjoyable. So yeah, thank you for that. And I think with tonight's live stream, it was just either me not live streaming, and we didn't have a live stream on Saturday, so yeah, and that was all part of organising everything and yeah, probably deciding that I need to get everything organised and spend a bit of time doing that. Hence why I thought, well, instead of just stopping the live stream for Tuesday, I will set it up very quickly. And because I haven't set it up like this before, it means that I only learn about it while I'm live streaming, because if I were to try and test this with a live stream, it would mean that everyone would get a notification that I'm live streaming, and people say, well, hang on, that's not what normally happens. So I wanted just to keep the schedule exactly the same as it normally is. And oh, Susie Q said, Phil, don't name the Phil tune. Someone cheats and looks it up. Also, Cindy isn't here. Yeah, I don't think you can really cheat. Maybe the riff of the week. That's something that you might be able to cheat on. But yeah, for the fill tune, we'll just jump into Guffest, and then we will attempt to have the fill jam, even if it goes horrendously wrong, we will wait and see. But I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Holy gosh, guys, you will not believe what I have just managed to secure.
What are you talking about? Can't you see we're right in the middle of watching Jeremy Kyle?
Well, I have just managed to secure us as the headline act in this year's biggest and only festival in Maidenhead. On Monday evening.
Monday evening? Sounds like a very queer time to have the final big act of the festival. Well, I guess it must be a bank holiday for the crowds to be there.
I think we should not check and just assume that is the case. It would be great to play to a festival crowd. I'm starting to feel nervous already.
Well, I can't believe we are going to be on the main stage. This is so awesome.
Well, it can't hurt to get our music out to a larger audience and to play on a large stage. It will be a great experience for us. Hello there, I wonder if you can help me. My band are due to headline the Guff Fest and we can't find the venue. Do you know where it is? We stupidly thought we would be able to follow the crowds, but we must be in the totally wrong vicinity. Any ideas?
Oh yes, this is Guff Fest. Are you Phil Henley?
Heck. Sorry. Yes, I am Phil. I do apologize, but I seem to have missed where it is being held. Where is the crowd and where is the main stage?
The main stage, or stage 1, is located over in that direction. Stages 2 and 3 are in the opposite direction, with the acoustic stage just in front of the toilets.
Okay, great, thanks. So where do we unload to get to the main stage? Is the space on stage to have our equipment ready while the previous band are playing? And also, how far away is the field and stage, as I can't hear the crowds and I assume it must be a long walk from here?
Note, the main stage is behind you. If you look on the floor, there is some gaffer tape on the floor running diagonally across the corner of the room with main stage written on it.
Ha, for a second there I thought you said there wasn't actually a stage and that it was just a floor divided into two sections depicted by gaffer tape.
That is exactly what I said.
Oh, I seem to have been misled by the use of the term festival. This is in fact just a room with gaffer tape on the floor in three corners of the room depicting stages 1, 2 and 3. It also seems to get to the toilets you have to walk directly through the acoustic stage while the person is performing, not to mention of course the unique aroma that is being generated from behind the stage.
This is the way we set it up every year and it's always worked very well.
How many people do you get on average a year coming to this pub? Sorry, festival.
We tend not to count in numbers as I find them misleading. I hate figures.
Great. Well, I shall take that answer as attendance is minimal. Well, we have 10 friends and family coming down at least, thank ruddy heck.
Do they realize it is £6 to get in on the door?
Holy guff. Are you yanking my crank? How can you justify that entry fee? That means you will be making at least £60 from us alone, and that is before any beverage purchase being taken into account. How much are we getting paid for this gig? Sorry, festival.
We don't pay the bands, not even petrol money, because we are totally out of order.
Well, to be fair, that seems to be common practice these days.
Yes, and also the bands that we book to play are not checked beforehand, so they could be the worst band we've ever heard.
Well, again, at least you are following the common guidelines. So shall we set up now while there is nobody around? Haha. That was a joke.
Okay. Also, we might ask you to turn yourselves down somehow, as some people prefer to watch the television, which we leave on during performances.
Fantastic. Well, do we at least get any free drinks or food? We will be here for 6 hours in total after all.
We will allow you free tap water all evening.
That's absolutely fantastic. For some reason water is something I feel like I need to stay alive, so having it from a tap for free seems like a great offer. Thank you so much.
Think nothing of it.
Oh, I will. Right, I had better get back to the van and tell the guys the good news about the extortionate ticket price, not getting paid. no stage, and no crowd. Thank you for this opportunity and this great festival. Before I leave, I must inform you this has now become the worst day of my life. Bye.
One last thing, while we were talking I could see your car was getting a parking ticket.
That's brilliant. Bye.
And there we have it. That was one of my real life stories, or Phil Tunes as they're now known. And we have some other donations that have happened on the PayPal window, or through the PayPal window. So thank you for these. It's Nolan who donated £3.61. And the message is, love the content, not sure if this is a good way to ask for the live stream, but any tips? So I'm now just waiting for this circle to disappear before quickly trying to demonstrate what I was just talking about. So for a pull-off, so now I've reset it again. Maybe it's just allergic to pull-offs on the guitar, because every time I've done a pull-off, it then starts giving us the buffering circle. So let's see if it comes back or not. I'm still waiting for my feed to say that it's live. Okay, now it says it's live. So you fret your note, you push into the guitar, and then you pull down, and then you should get the same volume of sound. But make sure you are pushing into the guitar and then you pull down. And you'll also have to make sure that your first finger, if you are pulling off with the second finger or third finger, is planted quite solidly, so you don't go and start bending the string before pulling off. You want to do that. And to begin with, you might find that you go and then you hit into the other strings. But you want to make sure that you mute those strings with your first finger by just hooking over them, so they're dead, so when you hit them, you don't actually hear them ringing out. So that's it. Right, now, just quickly getting into these donations, we will address these. Karen donated £3.61, so thank you for that. The message is, greetings from beautiful California, Phil. Speaking of the Masters, did you hear that Tiger Woods had yet another car wreck and was impaired with drugs? He got the okay from the judge to leave the US for rehab. Thankfully, he hasn't injured anybody. So yeah, I did see that. I think he's had a problem with his car or driving and having accidents, unfortunately. One of them, yeah, badly injuring him, so really affecting his golf. But Laura donated £20 as well, so thank you for that. The message is, if you've not discussed it already, hair update please. It looks amazing. So thank you for that. And this is just my hair gradually growing. So I've got a lot longer. I think this is maybe going to get kind of even further down here, and then we see what happens. I don't know, but thank you for that. No real update other than it is growing. So right now, what else? Oh, Joanna's donated £3, so thank you for that. And the message is, I have a ticket to see Justin Hayward tomorrow in Phoenix. He is 79 years old and the last remaining Moody Blues band member. So this opportunity may not come too often. He is doing a tour in Great Britain in October. So thank you for that. And yeah, I was talking the other week about my chat with Mike Dawes, who, played with Justin and plays with Justin. And yeah, the way that they do kind of change up the songs live to give the audience something new that they might not have heard before. So, right, Phil Jam. Oh, yeah, I don't know if this is going to work, and it's 17 minutes past midnight already. So, we'll give it a go. If we get the loading thing going on, we're just going to have to deal with it, see what happens. I don't know if this tone is going to be relevant or not. And if you can even hear this. If I can even hear this. Can you hear this? of. I don't have my wah-wah pedal, unfortunately. Is it still going? I can... Oh, and now it's definitely stopped. I can hear what sounded like maybe some very faint piano still going on, but I'd already finished. So, did that maybe work? I don't know. I can see that we've got a little bit of buffering going on. So, hopefully you heard a little bit of that. I don't know, but anyway, there we have it. I'm thinking about whether I should restart this or not because I still see some buffering going on. Right, what I'm going to do is call things to a close because that's as good as we're going to get, I think, with the laptop battery, but also the buffering, and we'll sort that out for next time. But hopefully you could hear that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. I'll be live streaming again Saturday night, and we'll still be aiming for a particular amount of likes. I don't know what it will be, maybe 375 on Saturday, who knows. And I'll try and copy and paste the stuff from my computer onto my laptop so we can, I guess, depending on how much my laptop can handle. But anyway, yes, if you could join me on Saturday night, that would be very much appreciated. But all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Oh, and Diamond Girl said, of course, what was the backing track? Let's go to the backing track, and it is Modern Fusion backing track. Key of F sharp minor, in brackets Scott Henderson style, from Play Space backing tracks on YouTube. So that's that backing track if you want to check that out. So now all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys at the next video. So I'll see you then. Rock!